All right. So you're talking about asking for forgiveness. So the question would be, why
Um,
do you want to ask for forgiveness, or why do you want to apologize?
oh yeah, no. So actually, I want to apologize, but um,
Is it
yeah,
because of your own feelings, or because you have let us say, a wise perception that someone is holding something against you, that you've actually crossed them in some way?
oh yeah, I definitely insulted someone, um, even though it was not my intention. But and I think they, yeah, I think they probably know it that it was not my intention, but there's just like an unskillful, uh,
All right. What?
yeah.
How do you know what their reaction was in
Oh
this
yeah, because
particular instance? Let's get it real. How do you know that they were offended?
because of the reaction, cold reaction. Yeah, the look on the face.
All right. Okay. Now, that look on the face. Do you that you're talking about an event that happened what, yesterday or the day before?
I would say like a month ago.
A month ago. All right. So here's a really, really interesting question then. Do you think they still have that look on their face? Do you think that if they saw you again, they would have that look again? Are they carrying this around, or only you carrying it around, is the real question.
That's a good question. Honestly, I'm, yeah, it's because it's very personal. Like some people hold things against you like really easily, and some people don't. And
Well, what is your guess? Do you think that they're still holding a grudge against you?
um, yeah, not really a grudge per se, but I would say it's not good for the relationship, for the friendship.
All right. Okay. So you think that the relationship has actually been damaged and you want to repair it. All right.
Yes.
Okay. If you notice that I'm asking a lot of questions about this because we're trying to get right down to whether or not an apology is needed or not, and we've just discovered that, yeah, it probably is, as well as you will feel better if you give the apology. All right.
Yes.
So we've already solved most of the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what do we come next with is um, to bring it up to them. Do you see them often, or would you have to make a special visit to go talk to them about this, or can you wait until you see them again, or what?
I'll just give him a call. This person.
I would recommend that you do this in person.
Yeah, it would be like a video call, but yeah, the person is not in Thailand, so
Okay, so it's got to be done with a call. All right.
yeah.
So did you offend them on a call? Because you said
No,
there was a look on their face.
no, in real life when I was back home.
Okay, so it happened before you left to come to
Right.
Thailand. Okay. And has it been bothering you all this time?
No, no, it has not been bothering me. Well, occasionally it pops up into my mind. I've been like getting pretty good at letting go of this kind of stuff, but yeah, yeah, I value the friendship, so and yeah, so I feel like it would be a good thing to do.
Okay, so here's
And
the next
yeah,
question then. The next question would be, Do you think that it's as big a deal for them as it is for you, so that they're going to carry it into the future like you probably would unless you could get over it? In other words,
No, I don't think.
can this wait for 6 months until you see them again? Or do you think they're going to
Yes.
continue to hold a grudge against you?
It's not really not. Yeah, I wouldn't call it like a grudge per se, but yeah, sometimes, for example, if it's like the opposite way around, um, if someone does something to me and I know like, oh, it's they're just being like unskillful or unaware, then I will not hold it against them, but it's still like changes your perception of them. Yeah, in a small way, but it's still like it's like
Hmm.
changes the friendship.
Well,
So it's not
because
like
you've mentioned it a
like
couple of times, it appears that you feel like that you want to give them an apology, that you'll feel better yourself, whether they care or not.
yeah, I guess yeah, it feels like the yeah like the right thing to do, and yeah, the way I think would be a good way to do it is
Well, let's
yeah
not talk
to
about a good way of doing it. You feel like that you need to get something off your chest, or you need to apologize so that you'll feel
yeah
better, whether they care about it or not. And I do want to mention this, that I have actually been in that situation on many different occasions. And basically, I have to remind them in detail what I'm talking about because they didn't care anymore. They
yeah
had
it's
forgotten it.
yeah
And I'm carrying it around, and you're carrying it around, and you may have to dig it back up for them so that they'll even know what you're talking about. That's the question is, do you think that they really are carrying it around? Or is this something you need to do for yourself? In other words, do they need an apology or do you need to give one? Which is it? Is it both? That's possible.
I think both, but mostly it's something I carry around myself, I guess. Yeah,
All right. So there's little subtle differences because, in fact, if they have forgotten about it, you'll have to remind them of it.
yeah,
Or if it's right on the front of their mouth because they see you, they remember that as the thing that they remember you by.
right.
All right. So that's one of the things that you do need to figure out right away in your apology. And you can ask them directly, do you remember last month when I screwed up? And see what they say. And if they are in a happy state, then you can take one avenue. And if they're not in a happy state, if they remember it, then you need to give let us say, a more detailed, sincere, heartfelt apology rather than just reminding them and get it off your chest. Okay.
Okay, that makes
It,
sense.
okay. So it has to do with how they take it. So don't do too much planning in advance before you give the apology because
Yeah,
you might have to figure out what kind of apology you're going to give them when you get on the call with them.
yeah,
Okay, so this is the wisdom is that we have to plan on doing it right in the here now. Okay, so that's the first thing that we can go for is that what kind of apology that you're going to give them. The second thing that I would say is I would use the word apology. For instance, you can say, I owe you an apology, as opposed to, I would like to make an apology.
Yeah, I like that. I'm
All
not
right.
sure why I like it, but it sounds better.
Yeah. I would like to make an apology. I would like to get this off my chest is different than I owe you an apology and I want to fix things between us.
Because then it's all about yourself instead of like the other person. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Right. So bring both people into it rather than all you all the time. This is the whole point about the selfishness and the ego or the yourself. Take yourself out of it. Okay. So either I would like to make an apology to get it off my.
Oh, sorry, I lost connection there for a moment. Can you still hear me?
Okay, you're back. You broke
Yeah.
away for a moment. All right.
Okay.
So um, generally recommend that students do not use the word I'm sorry. But you could go so far as to say that I want to get this off my chest, which is uh, doing the work of saying I'm sorry without actually, because the reality is that you are not in a state of sorrow, you are not in a state of grief, you are not in a state of guilt. So guilt and grief and sorrow are one side of it, and you're not in there. All right, but you do want to get it off your chest. There's a little bit, not a whole lot.
Right. Yeah. That's
All
true.
right. There's a different kind of an apology that you would give the victims of the family of the guy that you killed, either
Yeah.
accidentally or on purpose, right? Because that situation is that both people feel really, really bad about what happened.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't need to give that kind of an apology, and they probably wouldn't be expecting it to for you. So the right way to do it is actually with a smile, to laugh on the phone. Hey, dude, I owe you an apology. Or, hey, dude, I'd like to give you an apology to get this off my chest.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like keeping it light. I think
Yeah,
that's
keep it light in this
yeah.
case. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because that's what I was kind of afraid of is that well, I already thought I could handle it, but I don't want to make myself a victim in, oh, I'm such a bad person
Yeah,
because
because
it's
you're
so
not suffering,
easy,
right? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
right? It's so easy. Like I've done that in like a lot of situations where it's like totally not necessary. It's just like a small thing, and then yeah, you kind of like talk yourself into feeling bad. So keep
Yeah,
it
don't
light.
talk yourself
Yeah,
into feeling bad. That you've got your mind together enough that you can keep this light. And then the
yeah,
last thing that I would mention to you is in the patching up of it as you end this part of the conversation, or maybe the whole conversation, the end of it is, I'd really like to see you again. I hope to see you again. That I hope that this does not harm our conversation or our relationship.
right.
And that's the way to end it. I'll be really happy to see you again.
Yeah,
All right. So we've got a beginning of the conversation to find out how much they've got involved with this. The middle of it is giving the apology. And then we ended up with our cementing of the relationship.
that's good.
All right. Do you
Yeah,
think that that answers your question?
yeah. So Yeah, that
Yeah,
that answers
that'll
it.
do it.
I got it.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
It's
Thank you so much, Dhammarato. I really
okay.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
All
excellent.
right.
We'll see
We'll
you
see each
later
other.
then.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.